everybody. I am your Immortal Afro Josh. You are watching Immortal Afro Gaming, where we will make gaming niche again. I am joined by my co host H3 of the Game and Young Sykes. Gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. What's up?
Fantastic. You there, Sykes? Can't hear you, man.
Yeah, boomer.
Oh, man. Oh,
Hey,
man, that was such a solid intro, and you just had to go and throw it all in the garbage.
Hey, best intro ever, but you'll never know.
You're fired. I'm just
Cool, I'm on the bottom now.
All
Awesome
right,
myself.
y'all. We got a good number of topics to cover today. Three main ones and a couple of ones on the side that bear mentioning for sure. But what would you guys like to start off with today?
man, I say we start off on a positive note. Most of the time we be trash and stuff. So
There's
uh
a lot of
let's
trash.
talk let's start off with this Sonic reveal. Uh so Jim Carrey is coming back for Sonic 3.
All right.
We
Oh yeah.
so we thought that Jim Carrey wasn't returning because he said he wasn't. But I'm glad to see that he's actually making his way back because I don't think Sonic 3 would have been good without him, to be honest.
Well, I had a sneaking suspicion that that was going to be the case because I'll say his last interview was pretty convincing because I was like, yeah, he has been at it for a while, and I wouldn't be upset if he did actually retire without doing Sonic 3. But I was gonna be a little like bummed. I was like, man, he does really make the movie, and until they updated Sonic, that was all we were going for.
Yeah. And they kind of hinted at that too, like, okay, well, you know, it was successful after the, redesign of Sonic,
Yeah.
but man, I'm looking forward to it. Now, let me ask you guys this. Like, what do you hope to see in Sonic 3? Is there anything you're hoping for or are you looking forward to?
I'll tell you what I don't want to see. More Tyler Perry nonsense that
Uh
was
oh.
prevalent in the second movie.
Uh
Because,
oh.
like, all right, so the Sonic movies were like the first one was like a solid 8, I'd say.
Mm.
First start, I was like, cool. Sonic 2 would have been a 9. It was like an 8.5. It was better than the first one, which is kind of difficult to do. It was only an 8.5 because of that 10-minute Tyler Perry sequence that just got dragged on too much. It was there a little bit in the first movie, but it was there like real like front and center. I was like, yo, if you don't this whack, because like it could have worked, but they just stayed on it too long. It just lasted a little too long for me.
It had no relevance whatsoever in the
Yeah,
movie.
if you took that scene and just watched it, you would never thought it was a Sonic movie until you saw Tails. Like, is this like some weird YouTube poop or something where they just threw Tails in the background? And I just hope they don't up that in the third movie because for some reason that character, that woman, I feel like, and I hope I'm wrong, but I really feel like she's like, hey, look, if I'm gonna be in this movie, I want to have my 10 minutes of fame. Just like, oh my god, this is not your movie, lady. God,
Black girl magic.
oh
Um,
please,
Like, oh man.
like the wife of the main character, she's cool, but her sister, please, no
well,
more of her, bro.
well, the thing is,
Golly.
it's like they had to have the women's empowerment for the mothers that are taking their kids. So I think that whole thing or whole scene was just to have something for the mothers and parents that don't know anything about Sonic to watch, so
Look,
they'll be engaged. It was
look.
terrible. It was a terrible way of doing it, but I think that was the main goal, and it was really terrible, super
Yeah,
terrible.
like nah, man. It's fuck that. Get him out of here. We got enough humans in the movie with the Robotnik or Eggman and Sonic and his Donut Lord friend and his wife. I'm like, that's enough people, man. We don't need no more people. But
So,
I will say the best part about that segment was when Donut Lord was saying like, "Man, Sonic needs some of his boys," and they were showing the the husband or the groomsmen. They were all like powerlifting and stuff. That was pretty good.
yeah.
I like that.
Um, what I want to see? I definitely want to see Metal Sonic. I want to see Metal Sonic come in and mess stuff up, man. I know they got Shadow.
I'm good with
He's
the
supposed to
shadow.
be the big bad, but of course we all know Shadow's gonna turn good at some point, right?
Mm.
So we need a Metal Sonic that's just like that has no good. He's just tearing everything up. So that's my hope. Metal Sonic. I think he would look so cool in like live action because he already looks cool like in 3D. So
Hmm.
I'm curious to see what they do.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for that if they do like a sequel bait. And it just depends on where Jim is. Like I can see him like, all right, 3 movies is all y'all getting out of me. I wasn't expecting this to take off as good as it did, but we'll see.
Oh, one more thing. I want to see Fat Robotnik. Let me see Fat Robotnik at least one time. Give it to me. I need
They
to see
probably make
him.
it Gerald Robotnik, since they go off the whole Sonic 2 storyline and everything else.
Mm,
Possibly.
So they'll probably like his grandfather.
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Like,
they got a lot of room, so possibly.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, I just want to see that beginning interaction between Sonic and Shadow when they first meet up. It's like Shadow's like the master, the Chaos Emperor, and so I was like, what the heck? It's like I say, oh, I get it now. The government for the likes of you. Get back here, you fat child. I just want some good chaos control.
I just want to hear him call him a faker. You're
Mhm.
not even good enough to be my
Man,
fake.
like you eat those words. And no, he got to say the line at the end though, just when they get ready to fight each other. Like, what are you? What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves him. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. What Sonic? Your adventuring days are coming to an end.
Hey
Man,
Chris, look like
yeah,
your audio is fading in and out.
yeah, so is your
Yeah, I'll
internet,
be back
man.
on that.
You hanging on by a thread, you hanging on by one bit.
Yeah, like I said, I gotta wait till Monday, man.
uh,
They're
I
down low.
drop out. I drop out.
hey, can you use like your phone? You got like phone on your data on your phone,
Not yet.
or
I don't know how because I can't connect Wi-Fi to my PC.
oh Lord.
Oh, here we go. All right. So moving on, what is the next topic?
Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and hop on this Xbox bandwagon, man.
How
Cause
dare you talk about my Xbox?
you ain't got no
Which I,
Xbox, sir.
which I don't
I ain't never seen you with an Xbox in my life.
No,
My
one day I'm
my
trying to stop lying,
father
man.
owns an
Stop lying.
Xbox. How dare you? I've played Xbox
Oh.
before. I've played the Halo one. You know what the,
Halo one.
yeah, I played the Halo one.
On what
Yeah, I
Xbox?
know. I
On
don't
which
know which
one?
one. I think it was might have been the first one. I know
What
about
was
the
it?
Xbox.
Man, everyone know about it. Everybody knows it's about to die. They about to shoot themselves in the face. They've been shooting themselves in the face since 2012, 2013. So, oh man, it's a shame because Xbox could have been a really unique and strong system to really kind of balance the powers between Sony and Nintendo, but instead they just thought it was necessary to try to influence the industry in the worst possible way, bringing nothing but terrible ideas, terrible hardware with a red ring of death, and even worse service. So here we are in 2024, and I've said it before. Like I've started like the sixth gen. The Xbox was the console that me and my brothers got. The original Xbox, which I still herald is the best Xbox Microsoft has ever produced. The 360 would have been something substantial if not for the Red Ring and the beginning of the end with their update to the dashboard. They replaced the blades with ads. So
Mm.
that was when it. That's when you could see it coming. It was like, man, what happened to my dashboard? It's slow, laggy. I'm looking at discount tire ads, TurboTax. I'm like, what the hell?
Terrible text.
What's all this shit on my video game console, bro? And it's just been progressively getting worse. And one of the most unique traits of the Xbox were our Xbox fans, or Xbots, as we like to call them, and how they constantly change from, hey, the Xbox One and their DRM policies are good. And then they reverse the policies. See, Xbox and Microsoft, they're good. They reverse the policies.
That
And
sounded like
then
bullshit.
and then Game Pass. Hey man, Game Pass is the greatest. Game Pass is great for gaming. You don't own anything. Game Pass. What are some games you're looking forward to? Game Pass. It's like, golly, man. Like,
I mean, that's the only way I was worrying about Game Pass because it's like I get it. Oh man, I'm broke. Oh, I'm broke, boy. I can't really afford it. I mean, it's nice. I get it. It's convenient for that, but it's like it's obvious like where they were going with this whole dang thing. Like they don't want you to own your games. They want you to come onto their ecosystem, stay in there, and not go anywhere else. Like,
So let me ask. So what is wrong with Game Pass? Because I mean, as a gamer, you have the option to use it or not, right? So what is the big issue with it? Is what
the,
I'm trying to
the,
understand.
the main problem with Game Pass is its entire, like, the whole mindset behind it. Game
Mhm.
Pass is essentially it's like Netflix. You don't
Yeah,
buy games, you rent them, and they're all tied to online. You remember Stadia?
yeah,
It's essentially like the evolved form of that. You stream all your games, and you don't have to worry about downloading anything, and you don't have to worry about spending any money because you don't keep the shit anyway.
yeah.
And the biggest thing behind the push for Game Pass and Xbox at first was like, hey, Xbox just spent like something $1 billion up acquiring Activision and the guys behind Bethesda, ZeniMax or whatever. They can spend all this money gobbling up all these studios to try to push Game Pass. All that money wasted, and they've produced nothing but trash. Starfield trash. Fucking what's that zombie, not zombie, but a vampire game? Uh,
Redfall.
yeah, Redfall trash. All this garbage, and I'm like, billions of dollars invested into what? And none of these are exclusives, mind you, because like we talked to our friend Tyrell about this a lot. Exclusives sell consoles. Without exclusives, especially these consoles nowadays, they're just glorified, underpowered, cheap PCs that are locked down and you can't do anything with them. Which is why it's like you can't even call them consoles anymore because consoles, the appeal of consoles have always been the physical media. But because
Mhm.
everybody wants to jump on digital, the digital dick, and here come Microsoft with their Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass, and the Xbox fans are all they're literally NPCs, bro. As soon as the Xbox say, "Hey, this new piece of shit is good," the new piece of shit is good, DRM good, Game Pass good. They're
Xbox Online it has the superior tech, and everybody else who's not paying for internet is inferior to us.
we pay for what we get, and it's like,
Well, I
dude,
know PlayStation been kicking Xbox's ass for a long time, man.
no, Xbox been kicking their own ass because PlayStation ain't been doing no better.
I mean,
Yeah.
they did
It
all
went.
right with the 4, 3, PlayStation 3. They fucked up when they
Mm-mm.
overpriced that shit.
No, hold on, Sykes. What
All right,
happened during the PS4? Somebody moved to California. Who was it?
look at Sony.
I'm sorry. Like Sony is just sucking,
I'm
but
not,
in a different
I'm
direction.
not counting. I'm not. I mean, I'm not. I'm not counting, like going with that. I'm just saying, like in general.
Black Rose, stop. See, and that's that mindset. Try before you buy.
I mean,
Well,
that's
we
what the
do
phone
we do
for.
have what GameFly too, right?
Well, I don't. Is GameFi even still a
Yeah,
thing?
nobody even talking about
It's still
GameFi
a
now.
thing. It's still a thing.
Does anyone use it? Because like I get the appeal, and that's the thing that tricks a lot of people into thinking this is a good thing. Like, oh yeah, you could try it. I'm like, true, but there was a thing that used to. We had this already. They were called demos,
Demos, like I said,
and they
demos.
were free. You didn't have to pay anything. Like just because replacing it with a shittier version where you have to pay up something is not better. It's worse.
I mean, for
It's
example, right now, so was it Steam has said was it Steam Festival going on? I don't got like 10 demos I need to try out right now. And then, like, and I got them for free. And I'm like, man, it's a pretty good game. I'm gonna buy this when it come out.
Well,
yeah,
like the Game Pass is for a specific person. I'm assuming that not everybody wants to participate in this Game Pass. So, everybody. I know a lot of people like physical, copies of the games, which I like. I don't like digital stuff unless it's like dirt cheap. They got to be like $10 or less,
yeah,
$5.99 or something. Bargain bin prices. Other than that, I'm not for the digital.
Yeah, and just like Billy Donuts, if you own a console, you have no business buying anything digital or full price. He is correct, but the
I agree.
push for digital is eclipsing all forms of media. Like it doesn't matter whether you like. Okay, let's say I wanted a console because of physical. I didn't care about the extra, uh, whatever, blah blah blah. I just want physical. Hey, what's the console refreshes? No disc tray. I was like, like
I mean, this is what most of these new consoles trying to get rid of now. I mean, everybody's like, oh man, we ain't got no disc tray. You're like, oh man, come on, bro. Like PlayStation 5 ain't got a disc tray now. We're trying to get, trying to come on Harvest, man. We just trying to save you some storage space. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and it's like you try to the stuff they keep arguing for that they claim this is better is it works in reverse because again 20 years ago we solved this problem. How is it a problem now when things are supposed to be cheaper, faster, easier? Because I'm like if we're gonna go with this whole thing where oh yeah your new consoles come out the box with 500 gigabytes to 1 terabyte of space, but if you download Call of Duty that's 300 gigabytes gone. Like, bro, like
That's
you
crazy.
guys are designing these games to fuck me. So I don't care about your Game Pass if all the games require 80 gigabytes at minimum to install and try. The cost still okay, it costs $1, but it also costs a whole day of your time to download the shit. Like, no, if it's gonna cost me all day to download it, can it at least be free? Like, oh,
I
sorry.
mean, like the whole, I mean, it's just still like especially back in the day where like most media was like, oh man, we're just gonna say this live like, oh man, digital stuff's gonna be cheaper, and it hasn't gotten cheaper, by the way.
It's only gotten more expensive.
Yep.
So,
The only time it's
so,
ever cheap I see is on Steam. Everybody else is like, oh man, like PlayStation's like, yeah, you got a PlayStation sale. Yeah, you hit PlayStation like what, once or twice a year. Steam had like 4 dang sales, and at least like it goes into reasonable prices. Like
yeah,
game that was like 40, oh man, it's $20. Why the hell not? I'll get it.
yeah. There are ways to do the things that these companies are claiming they're doing that's supposed to be for the benefit, but the average user, and this is why I say we got to make gaming a niche because it's too big. It's so many people are here who don't know shit who are championing because they think it's better. Just like when car manufacturers like, hey, instead of paying for this feature outright on the car, why don't you give us like subscribe to our heated seat feature?
Oh, that bullshit.
You save
That
by
bullshit.
not paying an extra $5,000 on the car, even though the car already has the feature in there. It's like this infinite perpetual payment method. It's like it costs more. It costs more just because you don't see the cost up front, and you're tricked into thinking a subscription is cheaper when it's not. It's not better. It's not.
It's because most of these companies nowadays just trying to make everything a live service. Like everything got to be a live service. Like, oh man, we want this game, it's a live service. Oh man, you want to play this? It's a live service. Oh, pay us. And what really killed me is this though. Like they make you pay like full price for this game. Then there's a live service. Then they want you to buy more skins, DLC, and all the crap. I'm like, Who the hell does that? Like,
It's greedy. And then on top of that, the game is already again 80 gigs out the box. Just by the nature of it being live service, because we got to
200.
constantly update shit, and it just takes up more and more room on your shitty ass terabyte hard drive. And it's like, just get a PC, dude. Like that. At least that way, you have control over your storage space. You don't get that with consoles.
I was gonna say Billy Donuts six gen in general was the peak.
Yep.
That's PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. That was
Uh,
peak.
Yep. K-Man J, remember those generator discs on the Dreamcast? Hey,
Ooh.
here's a disc full of like 8 demos and 3 or 4 previews. All games that are like in the works coming out either this year or the following year. Oh, sorry, we can't do that. But we got Game Pass, so why don't you give us $1 and we'll let you download 112 gigabytes of A stage or whatever, dude. Make sure you're online too. Gotta be connected, otherwise it don't work.
Always. Always.
It's like, yeah, modern gaming. Like, stop.
I love it. I want to be a part of it, all of it. Take my money, take my soul,
Oh,
take
damn.
take my games so I don't own them.
Hey, yeah,
Not the soul, man.
take my kidney. How much this game costs? Man, and so seeing Xbox crash and burn is like they should have died a long time ago. The only reason these assholes are still here is because Microsoft is a $1 trillion company with billions of dollars to throw away. Because if this was any other company, if you look back in the past, that other consoles that tried the strongest console ever, they died, and we've never heard from them again. They ceased to exist. Whole stock liquidated. Everyone who worked there got fired, laid off, and they had to find new work. But Microsoft, oh, well, good thing we got Windows, so we just got infinite money. It's like, dude, I hate corporatism, man. This shit, ugh. But
Terrible, terrible.
this does kind of segue into our next topic, Tekken,
Oh man,
endless patches edition.
the greatest game ever.
Yep, so good. You gotta wait. You played it for 2 weeks, like, oh, time to patch. And this is very noteworthy because Tekken has traditionally always been a fighting game that came out on arcades first to handle the brunt of balancing.
Yep.
But now that that's no longer a thing, and we all live in the digital future where everything can be just fixed with a mouse click and a patch away. Now Tekken 8, and I knew this was gonna happen. I just didn't think it'd happen this fast. Two
Yeah.
weeks? Oh, come
Yeah.
on, y'all.
It's terrible. And my thing is, like I've said this in like previous streams, their whole thing was okay. Well, we want the game to be aggressive. We want this to be the most aggressive Tekken game ever. And then the game comes out. It's too aggressive. We made it too aggressive.
Yeah.
We can't have that,
Yeah, Dragunov fucking throwing his legs on too many people.
bro. It's like stand on what you say. It's like, if you want the game to be crazy, which it was, we didn't seen it. It's like make it crazy. But now they're backtracking. They're backtracking on what they said. They don't want the game to be as offensive as they say they wanted it to be. So
Yeah, because I'm like, I can understand like some of the bug fixing that that's always a good thing. That I think that's supposed to be the main appeal of patchwork, but when it comes to like toning down aggression, like this move is 2+. I'm like, I thought that was the point. Like you gave him a whole swing, animation, zoom out, run up. I'm like, wow, you got to be plus for that shit. But here we are. you know,
yeah,
Billy Donuts didn't Tekken 7 also get patched. Here's the difference. Because with Tekken 7 was kind of like the beginning of the end for that. But Tekken 7 and all the Tekkens before that came out a year prior to the console release via arcades. And that's where most of like the main patching occurred. Any patchwork that followed after was kind of more how do you describe it? that was Namco and Harada realizing that this is just the way it is. We have to patch because people want new shit. They want more stuff, seasons and all that stuff. So the more stuff they add, the more stuff they break, which requires more patching behind that. There was only one patch in Tekken Tag 2 that I'm aware of after it came out, and that was to address, and it was like the same problem because the only character that needed the patch was a DLC character that was not in the base game during the testing for the arcade release, and that was True Ogre or Ancient Ogre. He had one of Lee Chalon's strings that
Oh yeah.
infinite in the corner, and the only reason he got away with it because he wasn't in the damn game during the testing phase in the arcade release.
I mean,
But
remember Leroy?
now, yeah, so all the new characters come out. They ain't got no time to test the shit, so it's like fuck it.
Leroy,
Like,
them block orbitals, boy.
yeah. Not only that, and a lot of like this generation of gamers bitch about anything. So a move that is probably just strong and not busted, people bitch about, and then Tekken's on Twitter is like, oh, everyone's struggling with Kazumi's down 4-1, pat nerf it. Like,
Yeah, it's but this game is a 10 out of 10 game. That's what people are saying. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. But we have all these issues. And I think like this is like just the beginning. They already hinted at like, okay, this is the beginning, but they got like 90 other things that they got to fix with the game, which is like really, really crazy.
and it's just a sign of the times. Like I can tell Harada is not a fan because he was very outspoken against the idea of re-releasing the same game several times throughout its lifespan to artificially extend it, like Street Fighter was doing, and then Dead or Alive started doing. But it's just
Yeah.
it's unfortunate because as time goes on, it's like, look, dude, the higher up the suits are gonna be like, we need to profit off this game in a live service format. So if you don't get on board, ain't gonna be no Tekken because Tekken Tag 2 didn't do too well, and Tekken
Yeah.
7 wasn't expected to do as well as it did. That game, I wonder how long it would have lasted on its own, but you know,
Yeah.
modern gaming.
Can you share my screen really quick?
Oh yeah,
But yeah, it, it's like, like you said, Harada, it seemed like he really didn't want to go this route. You know, I feel like somebody said, okay, well, you have to do the game this way or else you can't do it. So he probably had to give in to a lot of demands that he didn't want to in order to get this game out. But let's see. I think Devil Jin got nerfed, Dragonoff got nerfed, Jack Gate got nerfed, June got nerfed, Leo got nerfed,
all the
Leo got
aggressive
nerfed.
characters.
Yeah. Nina got nerfed. Uh, I think those were the main people that got nerfed. But like, this is like the tip of the iceberg. Like, there are characters that still have really jacked up stuff that they haven't even touched yet. You know?
Yeah, which kind of makes me question the whole point of the closed network test. Like, was that just for making sure the online worked?
Yeah, it's always just online. They don't care, but they don't ever test the characters. It's like basically like in this new day and age, like we're basically the old arcade beta testers.
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
All right, Cross.
No, never. Mm-mm.
This is the best game. If you don't like it, you suck. Like, and here's the thing: like, I do kind of want to play the game, but I don't want to play it for the same reason I played Tekken 7, or Tekken Tag 2, or Tekken 6, because it's just like I feel like I'm playing Smash Bros. Now.
Damn,
Like,
yeah. In who and what? I don't know what you're talking about.
So I've talked about this with other people. this game was made for the casual audience. So like anything that like the casuals can't deal with or can't do, they specifically made this game so they wouldn't struggle. You know, like backdashing, Korean backdashing is hard. Okay, well, let's make backdashing harder. Newer players, casual players, they whiff a lot. Like moves miss. All the top players are Korean backdashing, making the casual players miss and doing this. I was like, oh, well, you guys have trouble with that. Let's make the hitboxes huge.
Hit
So
everything.
so you hit everything. You're not gonna miss, you know. So like, there's a lot of things with the game. It's like really helping out people play the game. Where Tekken has historically been a game where the player makes the character. You know, they have their weaknesses, they have their strengths. You know, some characters are better than others. But in this game, it's like they almost tried to like make everybody good so that the casual players can actually do something when they're playing against people, you know. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of hand holding.
it creates a more chaotic, uh, and I guess that's what they wanted, a chaotic presentation. Because like when I look at the game, even the top players are just like, I have to use the move. I can't play Tekken 7 anymore. Like
Yep.
these moves are just hitting me. I
Mm,
gotta, I
They,
gotta defend myself. Ah!
that
Yeah.
heat system I heard about, boy, I heard that joint is just the cheapest damn thing. Like
It's
people over
like,
here like losing white life, they're like they're about to lose a whole game. Then they say, nah, bro, I'm gonna activate this heat, I'm gonna get my health back, and then I'm gonna beat your ass because you don't know how to handle this shit. It's like this is
yeah.
ridiculous.
And see, the thing is, there are like layers upon layers upon layers of comeback mechanics. Like you just said, oh, well, you dying? Well, just attack and you'll get your life back. Oh, well, you dying? Oh, this heat smash move is strong. Or you want to go into heat, you got this armored move that eats up animations. So you got that, and then you have the rage arts on top of that, and then you got your rage, on top of that. It's like comeback mechanic after comeback mechanic after comeback mechanic,
Yeah,
and like they are holding people's hands like super hard.
yeah. And the thing, and this is the thing that kind of bugs me, because like Dead or Alive 5, I think really implemented new mechanics in the best possible way that didn't break the game, because those mechanics stayed true to the formula that is Dead or Alive. Those super charge up moves that do the cool animation shit can still be held. You didn't get a damage buff when you were about to die. You just got access to the move. And the stagger system that led to guaranteed damage, you got a little bar that you had to exceed that. I forgot what it was called, but once you exceeded it, you got a free uh, full damage launcher juggle.
Yeah,
And
I know
it's
what
like,
you're talking about.
and looking at Tekken, it's like there's none of that. Like it's just a bunch of random shit designed to help you. If you make you can make mistakes the entire fight. But this thing right here is like, okay, now like you said, not only do you have hyper armor, not only do you have this wake up move that's super duper hey, get off me. Not only do you have this stance thing that gives you like armor on startup, it's like, and then damage
Yeah,
buff. It's like, golly, dude,
and
do we
then
really need this much help?
like he turns your character into a super character for like however long heat lasts. You know?
And depending on who it is, they got a loaded gun. Heat.
Yep.
And you just like,
Hey, and
all right.
some people literally have a gun.
Yeah,
Oh, which one to do with
Literally
the
shoot
Victor
you.
looking dude?
yeah, Victor.
Well, it's
Oh, look
Victor. It's Victor and it's Nina too. They both
Yeah,
got guns that will shoot
oh
you.
my god.
just shoot you. I'm just like, damn, man. And again, recoverable health. It's like,
I
it
mean,
looks cool, but God, man, it's like,
I was saying to her earlier. I said, "What that say? Recoverable health." And then when you activate, so I said, "What the hell is this bloody roar?" Bloody
Yeah.
roar did that shit.
yeah,
It's like now it's like, oh yeah, now I'm going to check. I'm like, why?
Well, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up too. Like since Tekken is like the standalone 3D game, it's like it's incorporating everything that other 3D games have done so it can kind of appeal to many games. So you got Dead or Alive stuff in it. You have Soul Calibur stuff in it. Um, of course, Tekken stuff in it. And so it's like everything that's 3D fighting they put into this one game to make people, gather people into this version of the game. So it's crazy. Of course, and then they have like the Soul Calibur team and a former DOA employee working on the game.
The
So
director.
director.
Yeah, that's Shimbori. He was like the main guy behind Dead or Alive 5 and 6. And it's like, and you can see it in the game. And like I said, it looks cool,
Yeah.
but you know, the fact that all that Tekken is now, it pulled everybody. Because as soon as the game came out, because I remember we talked about this way back when Tekken 7 became mainstream when Nakuma showed up. Because it was
Yeah.
the first version of the game, and they were like, oh, okay, Tekken, whatever. As soon as Kuma showed up, everybody was like, I've been a Tekken fan since Tekken 0, Bloodline Rebellion. It's like, okay. And then now everybody's here. And then Tekken 7 over time slowly evolved into like, hey, you don't really care about Tekken, but do you care about King of Fighters Tekken Edition? You don't really care about Walking Dead, but you like Walking Dead Tekken Edition? And then when Street Fighter fell off, then Mortal Kombat fell off, and then Dead or Alive fell off, and all these folks were like, "Well, I need something to play. My game dead." Well, Tekken got your director from that game, the cool mechanic from that game, and the character that kind of looked like the character from that game. Come on in, y'all. And then
Yep.
the Tekken guys are just like, what happened to my game, bro? I feel like the Tekken pros are pretending to enjoy this game because they're just
It's
like, you know,
yeah. It's like Tekken has no competition when it comes to 3D fighters. Like you said, everybody's dead. There's no Virtua Fighter.
Yeah,
Yep,
that
like you
Virtua Fighter
said,
there.
there's no Virtua Fighter, there's no DOA, there's no Soul Calibur. You know, there's just it's just Tekken that's left. Like,
Yep.
what else are you gonna play? Where else you gonna go?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
You
That
know?
then I was gonna say with the whole DOA implication. I was watching Herb play Tekken 8 at Frosty, and I was looking at him like he was fighting the other person. I was like, I said, what the hell? I saw somebody like run to the wall. I said, why is the wall blowing up and all? I said, it's some DOA shit. What the fuck is this?
blue. Wow, look at it go. Like,
Danger zones.
and it made sense for Dead or Alive because Dead or Alive built its entire brand off of entertainment. Because I think I was talking to you and Tyrell about it in the morning, Chris. Well, I was like, Dead or Alive's whole gimmick was all about it was like the WWE of fighting games. Like, yeah, there's a competitive edge to it, but part of what makes it Dead or Alive is that bombastic, cool, knock somebody off the side of a building
Yeah,
thing. Meanwhile, Tekken had a more like it was more nuanced in a competitive sense. But now
yeah,
that there's no Dead or Alive, Tekken got to pick up the DOA slack
yep.
and add explosions and guns and I'm surprised a dinosaur don't come out the arena and bite someone and then throw them into another one.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. And side note, I still think DOA like looks good when it comes to like presentation. I still haven't seen a game or fighting game that matches DOA in presentation and entertainment. It's so beautiful the way you knock somebody off a stage into a light or through a window, and it's like
Yeah.
what Tekken is doing with that type of entertainment stuff. It's like it still doesn't look better than DOA. DOA is
Yeah.
like
It,
still the king when it comes to the type of stuff.
yeah, it can't because Tekken is like really, it's really it's constrained on purpose because that's the identity of Tekken. Like Dead or Alive can get away with it because you know how like when you create a character and you can do your slider for your attributes or whatever. Like, oh, I want more charisma or more strength. Like
Hmm.
Tekken took a lot of that away, and the one time they tried it, Tekken 4, people were like, "Ugh, never do that again. Stop. You
Yeah,
guys can't handle walls for whatever reason." But DOA was just like, "Hey, man, look. The whole point is to just look cool. Like, what other game can you Azuna drop some dude off the Great Wall of China?" It's like,
Got somebody
hey,
off
it's
one of
so
them, off
sick.
one of them, them big old hills off a valley
It's going right off a cliff.
into the fall, all the way down low, and still be alive trying to fight for their life.
Yeah, because like if you look at Tekken, like it looks cool in Tekken, but it won't look as cool because like I think not Jan Lee, wow, Lee Chaolan stage where you could break the balcony and fall down the glass ceiling into the bottom floor.
Yeah,
And it's like that is the coolest y'all can make it look. But DOA 2 did it 25 years ago. That same thing.
Hey, and it still looks way better, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yep. And it's like that's the problem. Like and when it comes to like 3D fighters, it's unfortunate that so many of them have gone the way of the dinosaur because it just puts all of the stress on Tekken, which it shouldn't have been like that. I wish these games didn't kill themselves, forcing Tekken to basically destroy itself in order to accommodate all these other people. Because this whole homogenization of the fighting game genre is so whack, bro. There's no value here. I don't think Tekken 8 is gonna last as long. People think it's cool now, but the mindset for most gamers is really short. It's really short. Like people are gonna stay on Tekken because there's nothing left, not because they like it. Eventually, this shit's gonna get annoying. You're gonna run into Victor again. It's like, God damn it! If this dude shoots my foot and blows up the stage again with this weird sword combo,
man, teleport mid combo stomp. I was like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people say like, man, Tekken's always been weird. I'm like, that's not the point. You're trying to like stress my argument past what it actually is. Like Tekken has always been weird and quirky on a surface level. It didn't affect the gameplay this much. You saw not a raccoon, but a kangaroo was like, damn, that's pretty silly. But the raccoon didn't throw you into a truck that blew up, and then a pterodactyl came and hit you off the stage.
Yeah.
Like, that's not Tekken. But, rant over.
Yeah. 100%. I can't say it no better.
But, I mean, we'll just see. The how fast this patch came out, I think is indicative of the lifespan of this game. Because it's like, dang, 2 weeks already getting patched. Okay, it looks like we in for a long one.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see how it unfolds. So we'll see.
Yeah, Cross. It could be anything it wants to be, including a shitty Dead or Alive, a shitty Soul Calibur, a shitty Street Fighter. Wow, fuck it. Just go crazy. Do whatever you want. Oh boy. But next up we have this one's pretty obvious. We all saw this coming.
Squad.
I've been hearing a lot about this game, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry. Everyone kind of figured like this game is like it stacks all the worst things about modern gaming on top of the fact that it's woke trash, and it really shows. So first offense, live service game.
Yep.
Which is counterintuitive. Again, live service games do not have life. Despite the name.
If there's no player, if there's nobody playing, the life of the game is just pretty much dead.
Yeah, and it's like the push for live service just kind of feeds into the issue we were talking about when it came to Xbox, for their whole push for digital, blah blah blah. They want everything to. You don't want you to own the game. They want you to pay into it continuously. Game Pass, just pay us every month. Suicide Squad, just log in and play every month. And it's like, don't stop playing. But like, if it's a live service game, dude, there's a lot of games coming out. Even though a lot of these games are trash, there's a lot of different directions for gamers' attention to go. What makes you think someone's gonna stay on this game and give you the numbers that you need to justify the cost of this game for it to continue to operate?
I mean, you really think they would have learned with the whole Marvel's Avenger thing? Like,
Oh yeah.
what the hell? I can't believe
I can't believe SJW made a game that's filled with Western garbage. Damn, that's crazy.
It's crazy. And type this shit all together. What the fuck? I can still read this bullshit.
Yeah, but it's true.
But like you said, like we've seen so many live service games just end. And I hate that there's so many people spend money on these games for the companies just to say, well, nope, we're tired of supporting it, so your game is dead, it's gone. And it's happened to so many things, man.
Yeah, shout out to Knockout City. That game was fucking phenomenal. And the only thing wrong with it was live service.
Man, this is like, I mean, well, that's a problem though. WB already said they were gonna go forward. Like that's the reason why it's a live service now. Because every time I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna like from now on, we're trying to make all our games live services so we can make money and stuff off it.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. You want to use the DC name to pull in people and all of the crap. But here's the freaking rub. First of all people like most of your best-selling games are single player, one superhero game that is hyper focused on this one character. That's why Batman 1 through 3 did so dang well.
Yeah. And you guys remember that game, Multiverses? Whatever happened to that game?
That game died so damn quick.
And it is direct competitor, Smash Brothers, refuses to die. Hell, Melee is still alive. That game older than me.
Also, Project M's still alive too, damn it.
Yeah, it's like, again, we solved these problems back when we were children. Fast forward when everything's supposed to be cheaper, faster, better, cooler. Oh, all of a sudden we can't afford to keep these games. Oh, these games cost too much. Games cost too much. Like, they don't have to cost too much. But again, like when you're trying to push for a specific outcome in the gaming community, the industry, of course, it's just like I said with the Game Pass. Like you're trying to pretend you're alleviating a problem that you caused. You're doing this. But whatever.
I mean, like I said, live services, man. It's just first of all, everybody's trying to be like a mobile game in some type of weird regard. Like, oh man, but it made money on mobile and cell phones and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, that's a cell phone game, and most of the time, people are on there buying stuff, especially if it's like an anime based mobile game. People are spending money so they can get their like waifu in like a swimsuit or some type of crap. It's like, the hell y'all gonna do with the Justice League? Beat them up. A little like. So. Oh hell no, Project L. I am not looking forward to no damn Project L. Yeah, Project L more like Project gonna get a damn L.
No, he said Project Low.
Project Low. Oh my god! And everybody's like, "Oh man, it's free to play." I said, "I don't give a fuck if I can get if I can't get this damn game. You gotta give a shit." No.
Yeah, see, there it is. It's free to play, bro. It's free. It's free.
I do not care. Like, I mean, hell, it'll probably do freaking well. It'll probably blow Marvel, whatever out the water, but not caring. Like, just give me the character. Give me the characters. Let me have to buy a physical, and maybe I'll buy it. Even if I ain't gonna play it, I'll buy it just to have it in my collection. But no. It's free to play, bro. I'm like, free to play. I don't even want the damn thing. Fuck it. I'm
good. It gonna be good.
No, I don't give a fuck. It's gonna be good. The game gonna be trash. But no, like I said, it'll probably be good for a week. For 1 week.
Yeah, it's like these games. They're not designed to last for more than, like you said, a week. Once that honeymoon phase, because you notice how like these games get more expensive, more costly to make, but their lifespan gets squeezed into like a month, maybe. Oh, Suicide Squad didn't even make it to a month, did it? I think it was like
they made a week. I mean, the problem, like I said, well, if I can move the subject a little bit further, like the other problem with Suicide Squad is like besides the whole playing model, is the damn story, like the disrespect of like superheroes getting shitted on, or oh man, let's shit on all the male heroes we don't like, but Wonder Woman, we respect her and she's gonna get a respectable death, and we're actually gonna care about her. But all the dudes, oh man, Batman, Harley Quinn, Batman, fuck you. You gave all of us trauma and blah blah blah. I'm like, bitch, you a fucking villain. What is you talking about? You kill people. What are you doing? You kill plenty of innocent people. You gonna sit here and Batman gave me trauma. I'm like, bitch, that man trying to save your life from this fucking dude called a damn Joker. Did he not? He tried to like Ant-Man said, he tried to get you away from that shit. But you were like, nah, the dick's too good. I want to keep being with the Joker. I'm sorry, better man. I'm good. Like, so and you're supposed to be smart. You're supposed to be a damn psychiatrist. Like, boy, get out of here with this shit. So go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, I thought that one of the main complaints was, this is one of the last performances of Kevin Conroy, right?
Yeah, it's one of his last performances. Like,
and a lot of people didn't like the way Batman was killed off.
Yeah, like I said, that's what I was saying in that little rant. It's like a Harley Quinn. She basically goes on a tirade saying that, oh, this, that, and the third, Batman. You always knew how to, you said the Joker was like, how it was, but you did more to us criminals than the Joker ever did. I'm like, you a fucking lie. Brother, I remember the animated series, Joker, you literally caught Batman. Had him dead to rights. Joker said, you can't just take this from me. Bitch, I'm gonna slap you with a fish and knock your ass at the window. Fuck you.
Good question, Cross. Like, because I'm like, at this point, like, it's not even worth being upset about because they've been doing it for like the past 10 years. So it's like, okay, another game made by another Western dev that does, again, it's like Xbox. It's like, oh, you're just doing what you've been doing since you started doing this. And it's been 15 years. Like, time, if you're paying attention, it's not surprising. So it's like, oh, yeah, like, of course it sucks, but it's like, the most you can hope for is that the game dies and it's dead.
Yeah. So people care because people like Kevin Conroy and people like those Arkham games, which was supposedly really good. I haven't played them, but I've seen a little bit of the footage and it looks pretty dope. I might have to go back. I might have to go back and play some of them. I'm gonna
tell you, you can buy them. It's a Steam sale. Buy them for $10. First two games are phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy them and give them a try. But a lot of people have like a lot of attachment to these games, and this is supposedly the killing off of this universe, supposedly, right?
Well, the universe I'd like to kill off is the current gaming industry. Sega, kill it. Microsoft, die. Sony, please execute yourself. Nintendo is the only thing where I'm just like, you're allowed to exist for now. But the rest of y'all, Capcom, Rocksteady, Take-Two, all of it, gone. Tencent, whatever is the current anything. I don't want none of it. I want it all gone. Unless you're like indie, that's it. But that's of course that's a tall order. A lot of people are like, but my favorite game is this right here that's been dead for about 10 years now. I'm like, okay.
You know what? That's a perfect segue into the next topic. So Capcom, they want to revive some of the older titles.
Oh boy.
Hey Josh. I'm sorry, hey Josh. Remember when was it Ono wasn't still around and they were talking about, hey guys, let's revive Darkstalkers. Hey, all you guys gotta do is hold your money up to the screen and hold up $10 or something like that. Tell Capcom, hey, like please remake the game. Did this shit ever come out? Nope. Well, you wasn't enough.
There wasn't enough interest. There wasn't enough interest.
Buy the old one. Buy Resurrection. That's all you gotta do. Go buy Darkstalkers Resurrection.
You didn't buy 100-year-old game enough.
Like the fuck are you talking about, dude?
That game had its time. It had its heyday out anyway. What you got for us, Herbert?
All right, so Capcom hints at Okami, Dino Crisis, and other abandoned franchises. So looks like Capcom is going back into their bag. Let's read this article. This is by Game Rat. rant by Dominic. It says Capcom has hinted at the possibility of reviving a number of its old franchises, including cult classics such as Onimusha, Kami, Dino Crisis, and Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire was dope. Really, really
Dino
dope.
Crisis 1 2 pretty good.
Among over a dozen others.
3.
Yeah. This turn of events has promptly inspired hope among the fandom of Capcom's ongoing remaking efforts. Won't stop soon. Just a side note, I really hate remake culture. I really hate that, man. It's like you guys can't think of something new. Like, really.
What? You don't want
But
another Power
May 30th,
Stone?
Power Stone is already cool. Power Stone it's like it stands the test of time. It's still good. You go back and play it, it still feels good to play.
All these games.
May 30th.
There's no reason for any of them.
Yeah. May 30th will mark the 45th anniversary of Capcom. After almost half a century of existence, the Japanese company boasts a wealth of beloved IPs. Recent years saw Capcom tap into the treasure trove by starting to remake some of its cult classics, like, of course, Resident Evil. We've seen, like, how many remakes had it done? They remade the first one. They remade 2, remade 3.
Hold on, what's that? Here comes a new challenger. Cross, welcome to the stream, man.
Hello.
Talking all that shit.
What's going on, man?
That correct shit.
All right, y'all getting on this subject, and it's like it's one of those things where it's like blah 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 blah. Like they're just going to remake a bunch of shit because it's easy fucking money, and they don't even have to like do anything that's fucking similar to how it is. It's just a way to. They can't do anything new. They can't do anything fucking new. Anything they try to do something new, it fucking sucks. People don't like it. So they either have to like mix in their shitty new ideas with people's like love of the past, like an old girlfriend that you really like that's gained weight, or they have to, well, we'll just bring up this old thing from the past, and it's totally not changed, guys. It's totally the same. Yeah. And then like fucking like nerds nerds that people are predisposed to not like tells you the truth, like, hey, but it ain't, like, this shit is a quarter of what it was, and then it's actually changed. You're not even playing the same fucking game. No one wants that hype killed, so it's like, oh shit, shut the fuck up, shut up.
Stop trying to kill my buzz, bro. You're just being a hater.
You being a fucking hater.
You don't want a new Jet Set Radio. You fucking
Yeah,
loser.
you're just a fucking, and then years pass, and they're repeating what you're repeating, but the difference is that they spent the money, and then they're going to repeat the same thing when something else comes out because they don't learn their fucking lessons. They don't learn any lessons, and that's why they keep doing it. It's like it's pointless to be mad at these companies. Why are you mad at them? They gotta make a living too. Takashita Harada, he has to go home and fucking feed his kids too, right? Would you go fish at the pond where you can get free fish all day, every fucking day, or the one where you gotta like, damn, I gotta figure out what lure I gotta use. Damn, the fish don't bite on this one. Damn, they only around at 7 p.m. You can wake up any time of the day. Damn, I'm gonna use this old lure I pulled out the box. It ain't the same no more though. It got like fucking bite marks on it and it smell. But I can still use that shit. I can use that shit. It's like, man, I don't trust these fucking companies.
Yeah, man. So some of the games they're thinking about remaking: Darkstalkers, Okami, Onimusha, Ace Attorney, Street Fighter. Is that 2? Yeah, Street Fighter 2. Sengoku Basara. That anime is dope. I like it. Dino Crisis, Dead Rising. What else?
Dead Rising.
Devil May Cry, which
they're already doing that.
I don't know why they would remake Devil May Cry.
Because Devil May Cry is problematic, and that last one did really good.
Yeah, that's
Booty book.
So they gotta.
Uh,
Well, if we do DMC, then it's okay.
yeah.
Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
What else? What else is
so
on that list?
uh,
Lost Planet. Ugh.
so Devil May Cry, Dragon's Dogma. I think this is some kind of date sim, right? I think versus Capcom. That's I don't know. That might be interesting. Whatever that may be.
Well,
I want to see a Sega versus Capcom. A Sega versus Capcom,
people,
I think would be cool.
people will want to Capcom versus SK3 for how long now?
why they got Lost Planet on there? They ain't even fixed the last damn game. That shit still ain't
No,
working
I
on
see the
PC.
info. I see the info that I'm looking at right now. I'm looking dead at it, right next to Lost Planet.
Monster Hunter or
It's
Mega
the-
Man.
Mega Man.
Yeah,
They
Mega
don't give a fuck
Man
about
been
no damn Mega Man. Quit playing. Y'all don't give a fuck about
Mega
no
Man.
damn Mega Man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm
I
really
wouldn't.
stoked for the future. I can't wait to see all these
That's
games and
all.
pay
That's all
$70
right.
for all of them again.
No, that's all
Yeah.
right. That's why I got Gravity Circuit. Gravity Circuit is there. Can't wait for Gravity Circuit 2 whenever they make it.
Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't
why I
mind
said
seeing
like
another Breath of Fire.
that's the only way forward, man. It's like whatever version of these games that are currently being reimagined as a independent title. That's the way to go. Why rely on Capcom to remake something that they haven't been able to do successfully in 20 years?
Because
Yeah.
people still got that personal attachment to it. They don't give a damn about
Yeah.
all that.
Mega Man 11 came out a long time. Hang on. I'm actually gonna look that up. I'm actually curious.
Yeah. Now, rival schools, I wouldn't mind seeing them bring that back out. But so they have a chart here. Mega Man, the last mainline release was in 2018.
Yeah, with 10, I think it was, or
That's
11.
what they have on this
11.
chart.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
11.
It
Yeah.
had to be 11.
Okay,
Mega
so
Man
it
11.
was okay. All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, they don't need to call another Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney been continuing this series on for the longest. What are they talking about?
It said the last Ace Attorney game came out in 2016. The last Breath of Fire came out in 2016.
That don't count though.
Uh,
That's some bullshit. They talking about mobile games and shit. They including that. That's not
Yeah.
last fucking Breath of Fire game came out in fucking 2003 or something.
Mm.
They bullshit.
oh yeah. Let's see here. Darkstalkers 2013, Dead Rising
Yeah, see,
2017.
same shit. That's what I'm talking about. Darkstalkers. Last Darkstalkers came. They talking about fucking the re-release.
Yep, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
The resurrection for the
That's what
PlayStation
I'm
you gonna buy digitally, by the way.
I know like shit like this probably don't bother people, but it bothers the shit out of me because you're being fucking dishonest. It's like, bruh, we talking about the last actual entry. Why don't you just put that shit? Because people that don't know that, right, they gonna come and be like, oh damn, the last Darkstalkers game released in 2013. That's a fucking lie.
Yeah, I was
Like,
looking at
weird.
that year. I was like, it's kind of weird.
when?
Rival Schools 1997.
Yeah, see, that's
I
the real
feel like
That's actual facts. That's actual facts.
yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
1997.
what is it?
That's not including the game that was on Dreamcast, right?
No,
That
I
was
What was the
on
game
Dreamcast.
on Dreamcast?
because that was Project Justice.
That's Project Judge, yeah.
Project Justice. Yeah, Project Justice came out when?
I want to say that because that's Rival Schools too, because they talking about the Japanese release dates. So Project Justice is Rival
Okay.
Schools too. So that we got it later, but you remember back in the day, we used to get games hella fucking like late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the U.S. back when there was a whole region.
So
Yeah.
here's the question: are you guys interested in seeing any of these games come back?
Man, you know my answer, so I don't got an answer.
What are you talking about? I already got that game. I can go get it right now. Why wait? Like,
I
a
ain't
new
interested in no
version,
re-release.
Josh.
I-
A new version.
yeah, new trash. I don't know. I like the old gold. I mine for gold, not doo doo. I was like, man, I need to go digging for like find some new diamonds. Oh man, a diamond in the rough. But now I'm digging in cow manure looking for, I don't know, the ring,
Piece of
a
corn.
cow swallow.
Piece of corn. That's gold too, Josh.
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm going back. I'm going back.
Yeah,
But
but
in another universe, I would like to see all this stuff because in
Yeah,
another
if
universe where everything like kind of worked out the way I thought it would, the way we thought it would. Oh yeah, dude.
if this was Capcom, if we were talking, if somehow this was like possible, right? If this was like Capcom that was as competent as they were during like sixth generation or fifth generation or
You mean
fourth
90s
generation or
Capcom?
third generation, literally any generation prior to seventh generation, I would be like, oh, all of that sounds cool.
Yep.
But after seventh generation, Capcom has been like shit. And then like with occasional kind of like things that are decent. But when you look at it, you're like, well, this is decent in the landscape of what we have.
Hmm.
Like, because we're judging it obviously by what else is around it, because that's how you make judgments. You do comparison and contrast, right? So it's like, well, everything else fucking kind of sucks. So when you get a game that's kind of like a video game, you're like, oh damn, this is like gold. It's not gold. It's just it's just like standard white bread, but you just been eating garbage, like So like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, and that's the best. Besides, like everyone always said, and when I say this about Capcom, right? Everyone from the fucking mountaintops will say, "But Monster Hunter, but Monster Hunter, but Monster." It's like, okay, I know. I ain't talking about fucking Monster Hunter, okay? Yeah, we all know Monster Hunter is fucking good, but are any of those games called fucking Monster Hunter? No. So, like,
Nobody
like,
cares
put
about
Monster
that.
Hunter over the fuck over here. It's good. I'm not talking about that, okay? Like, clearly, they are somehow like just fucking protected and encapsulated from the rest of the stupidity that goes on in Capcom.
For now.
But like,
yeah,
yeah, for now, until it becomes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Monster Hunter was sheltered for so fucking long was because no one gave a fuck about it. No one gave a fuck about it except for the people that played Monster Hunter. And as soon as Monster Hunter World came out, that's when that's when that stopped. But people can't see, like, people never see it at the beginning because things are mostly still good. It's kind of like like when you open up a bag of bread and there's mold or not in the bag, and like it's tiny and it's only on the last part of the fucking butt of the bread. So you think, it's good. Everything else is good. This is good. I can eat the rest of the bread. It's like, but the thing about mold is that it gets inside of something. So by the time that you see it on the outside, there's a problem. There's already a problem. But like but the way people actually treat me, myself included, when I was a kid, is fuck that little piece of bread. Throw that shit in the trash can. I'm gonna fix me a sandwich. That's how people that's how people act. So
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
like people never see it in the beginning. They have to wait until it's like fungi growing out of its fucking head, and then they're like, oh shit, there's a problem. And even then they're emotionally attached. My grandma, so they're gonna keep fucking doing it. Maybe I could just cut that part off. It's like
Thinking
they don't get it.
cordyceps rising out the brain and it's like, that's
Yeah,
that's my grandma. I'm like, bro,
yeah.
shoot her.
Like,
Get her.
bro, get her
Damn.
ass out of here. And so that's what it is. Capcom has had such a legendary legacy from third generation all the way up into hell, the beginning of seventh gen, that like those memories are so strong in people that like that part of that fan base, even if they do shit all day, just the idea that they might bring back Dino Crisis is like, oh my god, like it restarts all that shit in them. And then new people, they're new people, new like younger gamers. They don't have like a history of them being shit or good. They kind of just judge. "Well, I need something to play. Oh, everyone's playing this game. I guess everyone says Resident Evil 2 remake is good. I guess I'll get it. But what about all those new franchises that came out that Capcom recently made? Who's talking about that? Where are
yeah,
those games? Is anyone
and
talking about
see,
those games?
They made new games.
that's what I was just about to bring up. It's like so. It it seems like if it's not Monster Hunter, if it's not Resident Evil, if it's not Street Fighter, they don't care. That's what it seems like.
Well, because they can't make anything new that's good.
What you
Like,
talking
like,
about? You
like,
talking about Exo Primal? The
Nobody
last
cares
yes,
about
FPS
that.
game
dude,
that
Yeah,
nobody cared
nobody.
about?
Yeah, nobody cares
dude.
about that.
Scroll down to that list again, okay? Can we look at that list again? I just want to like look, like I want to like just look at the list again, all right? Like the whole list. Okay, so this is such a great thing. So let's just go through it real quick, all right? Rival Schools was a new franchise they made during the fifth generation. Onimusha was a new franchise they made during the sixth generation. Okami was a new franchise they made during the sixth generation. Mega Man was obviously during the third generation, so that's old, right? Lost Planet, that was a seventh gen new franchise that they made that people fucking like. So you can go through this, and when you look at when they were new, do you see that this spans all the way through third through seven? That they
Yep.
were making new fucking IPs that people really enjoyed and liked. What is the new IP that they made during eighth and ninth generation that people actually are like,
Rival.
damn, this is hype? They've made some, but I mean, they've made some new IPs, but which ones are like people are like, damn, I like this. They don't. That shows they have no creativity. They have no like good
Mm.
ideas. This is why they're doing it, because they can't make anything new on their own. So they have to rely on the let's say the past to make money to stay afloat because they'd be dead otherwise. But they can't even do the past correctly because they do have ideas. They're just shit. And they want to express them. So they
Yeah,
have to use these games as a vector to express their ideas because you would accept them better if they're in Resident Evil than if it was called something else. It was called spooky, scary game, and you play with a man named Ethan, and you walk in first person. Like people would be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about this fucking game. But if
yeah,
it's called Resident Evil, then people care about it. It's
yep.
just that simple.
And
So I'm
it's
not, why would I, knowing this, if I understand all of this, right, and this is true, why in the fuck would I even pay attention to this? There's no way Darkstalkers is going to be Darkstalkers. like, you know what I mean? Like, there's
yeah,
no way. It's impossible. It's impossible. Like, they don't got it in them.
yeah. Like it's like I feel like if the Dark Stars just came out today, it would be highly censored because
Highly censored.
Dark Darkstalkers got some nasty stuff in it, man.
It
It's
does.
some
Boy,
really
they put
It
them
nasty
does.
stuff
titties
in
up,
it.
boy.
Dude, the fucking state
Yeah,
Jetta stage when he's growing the fucking god baby. or
yeah,
or hell, Jetta just in general. Jetta fucking putting his fucking nails in you and making you blow up and you
yeah.
blow up blood.
Or
Or
or him cutting his own head off to spray blood on you as an attack.
yeah, yeah, dude. Or fucking QB where she stings you and it turns you into a husk and then is reborn. Her body dies and then she's reborn out of you. Like it's shit like that, and it's like
Yeah,
the way they do it. They would no way. Like they're oh well, they can just turn. See, this is when they start. What do you call that shit? When you like you start not like when you start coping. You're like, well, maybe if it'll be okay if they just turn the blood black. They'll be okay. They push that line. They now that you are willing to negotiate, that's the line that
yeah,
oh you got that feeling right, then we can push this shit in this shit
yeah.
in this shit.
They,
It's
yeah,
like
they always trying to find a way to justify making these changes to these games that don't make any sense.
Updated for modern audiences.
yeah, update for modern
Exactly.
audience.
The
It's like
non-existent modern audience.
they exist. The modern
Yeah,
audience is
it's
fucking
the
exist. They
mainstream.
do exist. It's the mainstream. Like this is one thing that like I kind of would like people to stop doing, that is like that agree that like a lot of that the mainstream sucks and blah blah blah. They'll say the mainstream sucks, but and then in another hand they'll say, well, these guys are like stupid and like what they're doing doesn't work. It's like no, it clearly fucking works, because if it didn't work, they would be Capcom would be where they were back in the beginning of eighth generation when they were about to die. No, what they're doing, they found something that works. And it's because like the mainstream general audience does not have standards. They play what everybody else is playing. They're into things that are popular. That look, the things they like are things that are popular when they're popular, and that's it. Only if they're popular, essentially. It's like that's it. It's like anything outside of that, they're not fucking with because it's a risk.
Yep.
Mm.
It's better to play it safe. And what's safe? third person, over the shoulder, story driven.
Pew pew action, hide behind the walls.
Hey,
Yep.
and
like
and make sure to call it Resident Evil.
Yeah, make sure you call it Resident Evil.
yep.
Make sure you call that shit whatever the fuck it is. Now some people will be like, now hold on, Cross. Now hold on, now just wait a fucking minute. Dragon Dogma 2 is coming out. And hey, fuck you. Dragon's Dogma is good. And you know what? I'm getting that game, and I don't give a fuck what you say. It's like, bro, if the game looks good to you, then fucking buy it, right? What I'm saying is that don't speak like out of two sides of your fucking mouth. Don't be like, oh man, Capcom fucking sucks and everything they do is trash. They fucking nerf fucking everything. This ain't the shit I want in it. And then be like, damn, look at this. You acknowledge that the game is fucking nerfed and you don't like it, but then you're like, well, I'm gonna buy it, and then call them stupid. How are they stupid when they fucking got you? They're not stupid. Like they're not stupid. Like so, like put up or shut up. Like I'm tired of that shit. If you like it, then like it. That's cool. I ain't trying to fucking the fucking different strokes for different folks. I'm just saying that don't be sitting here just saying that shit, man. Like say it or not, and then you're gonna come to me and be like later, be like, damn, that sucked. Like what the fuck? You were saying other shit I was saying. It wasn't like you didn't know. Like you knew. It's like, oh man, look at that bear trap. That is a fucking bear trap, and they put some peanut butter on there. That is fucking stupid. Ah, my leg. It's like fuck you.
I wanted peanut butter.
I wanted
Give me the peanut butter.
Y'all
I like
got
peanut butter.
That was a trap. It's like, yeah, it was, you fucking dumbass. It's like, I hope you remember that pain forever. Like, God. So, yeah, no, like,
It's like that that SpongeBob clip where Man Ray was trying to be nice.
yeah.
And he's like, "This is your wallet." Yup. Then
Yep.
take it.
It's
It's not my
No,
wallet.
it's not my wallet. Yeah.
As soon as that dude got out, he was like, "Oh, I'm about to fuck." Ooh. He was putting on all the weapons. It's like, dude, about to go on the chair. Y'all made this dude worse.
Yeah, he's like, ooh. Like you put on the weapons, and SpongeBob and Patrick were just watching.
Hey, you shouldn't do that. Yes. Dude, dude was excited. Ooh. I was like, damn, this dude about to fuck shit up.
He sound like he about to go smash some lady. That's how he sound. He's trying about to kill everybody.
I know, man. It's like this dude is ready. SpongeBob, I'm ready. Like not like Man Ray, dude.
Hell no. Yeah, but like people wait for things to come to an extreme. I think that's probably the one thing that annoys me so much is like there'll be a lot of signs towards the mold. Let's just keep using that example, the mold, right? You'll say there's mold here and there's mold here and there's mold here, and when it comes to food they find that unacceptable. They say, oh fuck that, right? But when you say, well, do you like this thing? No, I don't like this thing. Well, here, like, there's evidence that there's a trend going. They'll say, but look, it ain't in everything. It's not even in the majority of it. You're like,
No.
you're like, yes, you're right, but, and they're like, oh, I'm right, and then it's like, okay. And
no
then
nuance required.
Yeah, and then when Tekken 9 comes out, they're like, I can't believe it's like this. When the next game comes out, I can't wait. Why would they make it like this? It's like, man, I actually think that like dogs can see more into perceive more into the future. They say that like animals are in a perpetual present. Man, I don't know, man. I think some human beings are stuck in a perpetual present because how they act, I'm just like, there's no fucking way. There's no way. You have the dog of a brain. I mean, you have the brain of a dog, dude. I'm convinced because there's no way. It's okay to like try and think like, oh, I think this is gonna happen, and then be wrong, right? Because if I'm wrong, Do you think I sit there and be like, damn, that fucking sucks? Like, I said this game was gonna be ass, and it wasn't ass at all. Do you think I'm mad when that happens? Do you think
Yeah,
I
I'm
sit
like
there and I'm
happy.
like,
Like
fuck?
to
I,
be wrong is a
yeah.
luxury. I
I'm
was like,
like,
oh
oh,
my, like
I'm like,
I'm
oh,
wrong.
yeah. When that happens, my first thing is to say, yeah, let me. I'm skeptical. I'm like, ain't no way. But then when it is, I'm like, oh shit. Hell yeah! Like for example, I'll give you a perfect example that happened recently. Right, Eggman got announced for the Sonic 3 movie. Right,
Mhm.
and I was in this other group where I was like, man, I don't think he's coming back. And he was like, nah, this is just a trick. This is just a trick to trick everybody. He gonna come back. And I was like, man, I don't know, man. Like this sounds like probably some backroom bullshit. Like he want to be Fat Eggman. They won't let him be Fat Eggman. He said he gonna come back. Don't worry about it. So I was like, and then when they announced he came back, I was like, bruh, thank you. I was like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't even be thanking you right now because you have nothing to do with it. But I am so glad you were fucking right, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucking god, let's go. Jim Carrey's
yeah,
back. Let's
Yeah.
go. Woo! I'm fucking hype. Like I'm like,
yep.
yeah. How you gonna tell the Sonic Adventure 2 storyline without fucking Eggman? Like that don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah.
That's what I
He
was
was
saying.
only the best thing about the second movie and the first movie.
Yeah.
It's just like,
And he's a major part of the Sonic Adventure 2 plot. It's like the whole thing revolves around his fucking granddad. It's like, how are you not gonna have Eggman in that?
yeah,
That makes
Mm.
no sense. Like,
yeah.
so
But you know,
yeah.
it's,
Anyway,
it's that's the thing that we got to deal with now. But
Mm.
you know, like I said, every day I pray for the death of the gaming industry. Oh yeah, I can't wait. I
I'm gonna
can't
be
wait.
honest. I'm gonna be honest though. It's like a double-edged sword because it's like I sit here and be like, mainstream sucks and new things suck, and like, but yeah, think about why does this suck?
It's too many people. It's too big. Got to
Well,
downsize.
it's not even that it's just too many people. Imagine if all those people had standards. Like, imagine it was like the same amount of people,
Yeah,
but they were just like, no, we won't deal with that. No, we won't do that. Like, look at the situation with the Xbox One. They were like, nah,
yeah.
nah.
I mean, okay, yeah, you are absolutely right.
Now I know that
I,
that's not plausible. I get what you're
yeah,
saying. Like
yeah,
you're technically correct because like the more people you have, the more the standards drop because
yeah.
that's how it works, right? There's
I
no
want to
that's
believe.
reality.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is that like you have to understand that this is a reality, right? So because like there's gonna come a point to where the quality of the mainstream is so shit, and they're taking advantage of the person so much, and people who have moved outside of it has developed their own what because you're like, man, there should be a separate industry. There already is a separate industry. It's already here,
mm,
and we're in it. And so like it but it's difficult for main not like for mainstream people to break into because one, they don't know about it, they don't even know how to get into it really, but it's becoming bigger. There's going to come a point where circles like converge on one another, where like, oh man, like mainstream is getting shittier and shittier and shittier for like the gamer. And like what's going to happen is that like people who don't really give a fuck about gaming, they're just going to quit gaming. Then the people who care about gaming, they're going to be like, this really sucks. I want to look for an alternative. And the thing that we got has grown more and more and more in terms of quality, not grown in terms of people necessarily, but it will do that as well. But it's going to grow more in quality. And when that happens, there's going to be like, um, at a certain point, there's going to be just a mass like from the mainstream to this side, a mass like rush because they're going to be like, okay, everyone's going to come to the same conclusion around the same time, and they're going to be like, well, I want to go over there. And when that happens, that side industry is in the same amount of danger.
yep,
And the
Yeah.
reason why is because what's going to happen is that the amount of people who don't have, because those people are, you would think that since they went through that pain and they went through that experience, that that they would learn a lesson, but that's not true. They're just trying to escape the pain.
Yeah.
And so once they escape the pain, they don't really correlate that like okay, because this is a thing. Like, if they escape the pain now, they will learn a lesson because it takes effort to get into this other thing, and through that effort, they'll learn the lesson that there's a cost to everything. If you want it easy, you have to pay the cost of relinquishing your rights and freedoms. And if you want to be free, well, it's hard because all the responsibilities on you. They won't learn that lesson once it gets bigger over here because we're going to make it easier for ourselves. We're going to be like, hey, you remember this thing that you had to do 50 steps? We made it only 2 steps. When
Yeah.
they come over here, they're going to think 2 steps is fucking hard. But they're going to kind of, and then we're going to say, okay, we made it a click of a button. And I said, oh, I can do a click of a button. And then I can learn the lesson. And then those people are going to outnumber the people that it's going to be same shit.
Yeah, I think everything is going to slowly correct itself over time. Um, I think that's what's happening with like movies and entertainment right now. Like people are starting to wake up, say, okay, well, this stuff is trash, and these companies aren't making as much money as they used to. I'm talking about Disney, of course. You know, a lot of their movies have been trash, and like people are like all together collectively not supporting Disney, not going to these movies, not buying the product. So I think over time it's probably a slow process, but I think things will get better and it'll correct itself. But it's
When you
gonna take a minute.
say when you say get better and correct itself, what exactly do you mean?
I mean, like kind of like you were saying, to like where like people have to see the extremes of certain things to realize, okay, this is trash. I
Hmm.
think that's slowly starting to happen. Right now, especially with Disney, people really starting to see, okay, how, these people are trash. The movie and the products that they're coming out is trash. So people aren't, so gung ho to watch these movies as what, like, in the past. Like usually when Disney comes out with something in the past, you're like, okay, well, it's gonna be a blockbuster. We're gonna run to see it. But now the faith is so bad in like Disney that people aren't going and watching these movies as much. I think that
That's
happened with the gaming industry too, but it seems like a slower process. Uh,
well,
Yeah.
I think that like generally like you're correct, but I think that like we're pretty far away from that actually happening, and like that mass wake up call, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think we're close.
yeah,
People are griping, but there's a difference between the things people say and the things people do.
mm,
And people are still, you have to pay attention to what people are doing. Like yeah, there are some like it has started, I agree with you there, but like it's not like at that point where it's like, oh shit, this is really bad.
yeah,
Because people, oh man, because people are still, I think for the most part, are still in that like mindset of like, okay, well, I'll quit my like, they're like in a bargaining. That's the word I was looking for earlier. They're in the bargaining phase. They're still trying to bargain with these companies, and they still have like some amount of faith that maybe, okay, what's the best way I can put it? They think that they're gonna change, or they
yeah,
think that it's possible for them to change, or that if, well, this thing did bad, so they don't really get it yet. They don't
yeah,
understand that like ideologues run this, and they are perfectly fine with running a company into the ground. They don't get that. They don't, that does not
Yeah.
process in their mind because it seems really unreasonable, and it is if you're a normal person. But you
yeah,
can't think like a normal. They're not normal people. They're like their ideology comes first. Just
yeah,
like if you saw a Scientologist, right, or you saw like a fucking Jehovah's Witness, like you need to be thinking about them like that because they're the same. Just they have their own rules for their own ideology.
yeah,
It's the same
yeah,
shit.
yeah, and it's like Marvel has been running to the ground. Star Wars has been running to the ground. All the old Disney
Yeah.
IPs have been running to the ground. It's like, there's a repeated pattern and it's a track record that people are seeing that are allowing people to kind of wake up. And right now, I like that the films that are actually good, for instance, Godzilla minus one,
Yep. That was
like
a good movie.
there was a really, really good movie. and their budget was way less than what Disney
15
puts
mil.
into their
Mhm.
15
Yep.
mil compared to the 200 mil and 100 mil and 300 mil that Disney is pushing out for these movies, and it's just
Mhm.
trash. And to your point, like you were saying, like these people, they don't care if they run, the company into the ground as long as they're pushing their agenda. So
Yeah,
people are
because
people are seeing a trend now. It's just hopefully in the gaming industry, it more people can see that the way like people are seeing the movie industry.
well, it doesn't matter if like okay, well, people can see it, and that's like I guess you could say that's the first step. But people seeing it and people doing something about it is completely different. It's
Mm-hmm.
like people because right now, like especially like in America and our first world, people are motivated by what's convenient and what is inconvenient. They're not motivated by like quality. Quality is not their highest standard. Um, if something is inconvenient, chances are they're not going to do it, even if they agree it's the best thing for them or it's better. So, with that understanding in mind, if you put them into a situation where it's just inconvenient to break a habit,
Mm-hmm.
because it takes effort to break that habit, even if they think that that habit is not good, they don't like this thing, but they man, every Thursday night they go through Netflix and they watch this thing.
Mm-hmm.
They will
Yeah.
find a way to find it enjoyable, and they understand that. And so it's like it's until people actually put action behind what they're willing to do, and people don't put action behind things until it becomes extremely painful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like to your point, people have to, you know, come to their decisions and vote with their wallet. The same way people not showing up to these Disney movies, people need to do the same thing with some of these games.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
Yeah.
that's not gonna. But to expect that, my thing is like if you're expecting that to happen, you'll be an old man with like
Yeah.
prostate cancer, and and
yeah,
like you'll be calling me, So like you don't want to be that. Like
yeah,
that's it's foolish to wait on that. I think
yeah. Like I said, I think it's something that's gonna be slow to happen, but eventually, I think it's gonna happen.
yeah, I'm sure it is, but will I be alive at that point? I'm not so sure. Like this is the thing. It's like there's the quote that Quentin Tarantino said recently that I actually thought was um really like actually like forward thinking. I know like people say shit like that all the time. Oh wow, this guy is saying something forward thinking, but I actually really think he saw something. Like he said that I don't have to quote like exact, but it was something along the lines of like we're entering into a new age of extreme like craziness. Like people are going to start making the wildest content you've ever seen, and I'm excited. That's what he said because and I
Mm.
was like, he's right. He's like, because what's going to happen is that people like me and people like creators that couldn't make it in the industry because we couldn't express our creativity. We have all this stuff and ideas that are pent up, and it's not only pent up in us; it's pent up in the people who. Okay, think about it like this. Back in the day before there was the internet and things like that, right? Like you had a public face and you had a private face. And so like and this still exists to some degree. But when you went home, you knew you were truly alone. Okay? You were truly alone. Like you could turn the TV off. You knew no one had eyes on you. You were alone, right? And that meant that you could express parts of your personality that other people might not like, that you would never show it, even maybe in front of your friends, not especially not in front of your family or whatever. Read content that you may not want them to see, things like that, right? So you got to express that side of yourself at some point. But now you're constantly like being like connected to other people like in some way shape or form, and through that that's everyone, that's creators and people that like just let's say consumers or whatever, right? So that part I think has become repressed in people, like because it's like, well, what's the point of getting into this thing right here that I would kind of like when I'm connected to all these people all the time. You're not used to being alone anymore. You're always connected through either social media or actually being out there in the world or whatever, you're afraid of the opinions of others. And people don't want to admit that, but it's true, I think. And so you don't want to connect to things that you might find that you're like, oh well, I don't want to get into that because then I'll be alone getting into that, and I don't want to be alone. So it's like I'm not going to get into that, which in turn makes the people making that will say, well, I don't want to make that stuff because then I'm definitely gonna get heat, and then no one's gonna want to enjoy it because even if they do like it, they don't want to be associated with it. So it's
Yeah.
like, so like that it's becoming repressed. But the more repressed it becomes, the more you want it. The
Yep.
more that it actually becomes something that you actually really want, and and it's on like such a deep level that I don't even think people really understand it. And like I think that at a certain point it's just going to slowly build up and build up and build up and build up, and then someone with a lot of skill, with a lot of money, with a really good team is going to make something really edgy. And the usual know-alls are going to be like, this is bad, blah blah blah, and everyone's just going to collectively tell them to shut the fuck up. But like that ain't gonna happen until a while from now. So like,
Yeah.
and
We
that's
got
and that's
little
what's gonna
snippets
kick
of
off.
that.
Yeah, we got little snippets of that, but like that's what's gonna kick off like everyone's like, yeah, 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 we all feel like this. Fuck off. And then that's when because in that same quote, Tarantino was like, he's like he said that he thinks it's gonna be like the 80s. He was like, I think it's gonna be like the 80s.
Yeah,
And
Yep.
I was like I think like I was like, yeah, that's actually what I think too. I think that like at some point people are already fed up with it right now, but they don't have the courage to do anything about it yet.
yeah,
Things
and
have to get really bad for them to get the courage to do something about it.
which is crazy. Like he was, Tarantino was actually one of the few people making like really, really edgy stuff.
Yeah,
That was like way out of what people were normally watching, which is one of the reasons why his movies do so well. Because they're
yeah,
Yeah.
just when people watch them, they know they're gonna be watching something that's
Boy.
different than everybody else is putting out,
Hmm.
and it's
Uh-huh.
always entertaining. I don't want to say always, but for the most part, it's
Boy.
entertaining for me.
yeah. I
Yep.
know what you mean.
That was my favorite movie from him. Like, every time
Once
I'm on
upon,
stream,
once upon a
Once
time in
Upon a
Hollywood.
Time in Hollywood. Oh my fucking god, dude!
You're
I
That
welcome,
and
by
love
the
that
way.
Inglorious
fight.
Bastards.
You're
I
welcome,
Like,
by the
like
way.
I like that Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight was funny.
yeah. And
That,
it's
that
just
was
like
a
it's
cut.
just a bunch of random shit. Like, hey, the whole movie take place in this fucking cabin. I'm like, best fucking cabin
It's
getaway.
hey, it was so
Uh,
entertaining. It was really
yeah,
entertaining. But
and you could
yeah,
tell
that
like,
and Pulp Fiction and all those movies are
eh,
just so good.
and those are just movies he wanted to make. Nobody else had any say. He was just like, I want Sam Jackson to have this this white dude suck his dick in the middle of the fucking cold desert. I was like, who wrote that? Tarantino. Like, oh, okay, well, okay, silly man, but it was a great
Hey,
movie.
masterpiece.
That's the
Yeah,
thing. It's like it's stuff. It's like unfiltered. That's the thing. I think like me personally, I find it I do find it, and it's probably like hard for me to like, like what do you call it, suppress it, because I try to suppress it in front of people to be respectful towards people and stuff. But I honestly do find it difficult to like mm, respect someone like completely when like they're like buying something from an artist, like a video game, I don't know, a comic book, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Just anything that's been made by somebody, and it's like that it's been fucked with, like that like this ain't the original intent, like they went and like
it's compromised.
it's compromised. That's the best word. It's
Yeah.
compromised. But you say, ah, well, um whatever, I'm just gonna do it anyways. It's kind of like, well, you don't care about that artist, or you don't care about what he or she was trying to like make or anything. and it's like disrespectful. I guess like maybe it's like I can't expect people to think like that because like since I'm an artist, like I find that like really reprehensible. Like if I was gonna make something and someone came along and they edited my fucking work and then that work is what's being represented to people, it's like now if they don't know that that's the case, I can't blame them for, you know, for any because they don't know, they're ignorant. But for the
Yeah.
people that are like they know that like, hey, well, this is going through like some type of like thing where someone else is trying to like, it's like they're playing editor, but they're not an editor. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like that, like if they're an editor, that's one thing because an artist works with an editor, you know, like they hired their editor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I hired you to be my editor because I know you being you have a similar, like, you know what I mean? They like, it'd be like, hey, I'm going to hire like Herbert as my editor because I know what he's trying, like, he knows what I'm trying to do, so like I can give it to him and then I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to make the person feel like this. And he's like, well, I don't feel like this in this scene. I feel like if you did it like this, and then I can take that into consideration. But the people who play editor, but I don't get to see what edits you're fucking making. And those edits are presumptuous that you are right because like, oh well, I'm doing it for these people and you don't know anything about those people. Yeah, fuck that. And if you know all of that and you know that that's going on and you say, oh, that's fine, it's kind of like, well, fuck you too. That's how I kind of feel, but it's hard for me to like keep that in. It's like because I don't want to like start any fights because it's like a long ass fucking like thing to explain, and it's just kind of like whatever they do with their money and time is whatever they do with their money and time. But it's very difficult for me to like actually respect someone like that because it's just like it's honestly part of the reason why I didn't buy Tekken 8 and
Yeah.
and other games and stuff is because when I know that something's been fucked with, I don't even want to touch it. It's like, why would I do
Yeah.
that? Like, because I want to know what they were going to make without your interference. I
Yeah.
don't like that. I don't want like, imagine of like back. Let's go back in the day and let's say, man, you know, Dead or Alive 3 looks so cool. I can't wait to get this. And then you get it, and somehow your mom could edit the game before you could play it. Well, you can't have this. Ooh, I don't like that. Ooh, that guy got I don't know. He looked like he a devil man. We gotta take him
Why
out.
her titties out? You know, put those away. That's not very
Yeah,
ladylike.
and then you can play the edited version, mom's edited version of the game.
Yeah, mom's approved DOA.
Yeah,
It's not even DOA now.
right. It's like that would offend you, right? Like, so what makes it any different from here? Because they're officially hired by like this company. It's like if the answer is yes, then to me, I just kind of feel like that's insane. That's crazy to me that just because they're there, but they're not even there. They're actually in a completely different fucking country. Like, you know, but they could talk to them, I guess. It's like it's kind of like being like, oh man, like Sonic Mania is it's like giving the response or giving the credit for making the game to Sega when it's like, well, they just like, yeah, like technically without their money, Christian Whitehead and his team wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah.
But
But
like,
it's
who
just
made
really
the
them.
fucking game? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's really
them,
them.
right? It's
Yeah.
like, come on, like if we're gonna give the credit, like, yeah, Sega should be giving. We will give credit to Sega for giving them the money and the permission to work on the game.
Well,
But that's
Sega
it.
technically created Sonic, so it
Yeah,
is
right.
their
Yeah,
IP,
yeah. I mean, like
and
technically, I mean, like they are a part.
and
No,
they
this is
paid them to
no,
make it.
no. They
So
wouldn't even make that argument. What they would say is, well, they are a part of Sega, so Sega did it. That's how retarded the argument would be, and it would just
Sega
be like,
Sonic says.
and you'd be
Sega
like,
says.
this
Speaking
is
of
so
which,
like annoying. That's like saying EA is great because BioWare made Mass Effect 1. It's like, bro, like that doesn't make EA great.
yeah,
Yeah.
That makes BioWare good. Like you know what I mean?
But people
But
can't disassociate the two
uh,
because I see the EA on the screen when I turn the game on. So
I
how
think
you gonna tell me they ain't
I,
making it?
I think they can. They just don't like the way I put it out.
it's like From Soft and Bandai Namco.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
you know,
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah,
like
and then
that's exactly how it is. It's just like that. It's like that doesn't mean Bandai Namco's good. It just means that
yeah,
From Software is good. Like, and we
exactly.
could do that. Like, if I had brought that example up, people would probably be like, "Yeah, that makes sense." But then when I say, "Oh no, that's different," it's like, and so it's like, okay. So I just find that like really annoying. It's one of those things that I'm seeing people do nowadays, and it inside of my bones it frustrates me, but I can't like do or say anything about it because it's like a complicated topic, and I just like, do people really like these like nerfed, watered down versions of what they used to have? Is this really what people think is hype?
I think that
Like seriously?
on some lines, I think what you said, there's people who don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Some
Those
people have
I
like
get it.
never played some of these, like Tekken 8.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
people haven't played like
Yeah.
Tekken ever, and
I
they
don't
like,
mean them. They're,
and most
I
of them
get
are like
that.
casual people that like only played, picked up Tekken 7 one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, oh,
I
Tekken 8,
get it.
it looks so good. I've never
Right.
played anything else.
Right. Yeah,
You
of
know,
course. The ignorant, I can't even blame. They don't know any. You know what I'm saying? Like they're ignorant.
yeah,
And so I don't pass judgment on people that are ignorant because they're ignorant. Like they don't know. Like how can you put them up to any standard like that, right? But it's
yeah.
the people that are knowing. They know. And I'm like, to me it's like, man, if you were making something and I came along and I didn't like what you were parts of what you were making, and I said you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, and you said okay, I guess I can't do it just to satisfy me, it's like that's fucked up. And it's like,
Yeah.
and then for me to get I'm gonna get praise because of it if you succeed. But if you fail, do you think I'm gonna get fucking fucked up for that? You're gonna get fucked up for that. Because people are gonna say, wow, the person who made Tekken or the person who made whatever, like they did this. They're gonna say fuck you, Harada. They're not gonna say fuck you, Bill Harrison on the localization team or whatever. They're not gonna do that. Maybe
yeah,
some guy on Twitter will find that out, but like the
yeah. Him
majority of
and his
people are
three
just gonna say,
followers.
yeah, right. But the
Yeah.
majority of people are gonna be like, fuck you, Harada. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not right. It's so like just unjust. It's like so not right. It burns me up. I hate it. And I hate and it's been like that for such a long time. This is honestly before the social justice shit. The first people who did that shit were the Christians. Like they were the first ones. Like I was just looking at the back of the case for fucking Dead or Alive 3, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, and Dead or Alive 4, right? Because I was like, it still burns me up a little bit that like Dead or Alive got switched to an M rating for no fucking reason other than a controversy. It's like Dead or Alive was a T for teen rating all the way up until Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, right? And you may say,
Yeah,
well, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball deserves an M rating. Okay, whatever. Then why the fuck does Dead or Alive 4 have an M rating? It makes no fucking sense, right? And Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate has an M rating. Why? Okay, so with with Extreme Beach Volleyball, you know how when you look on the back and it has the ESRB and it has like the essentially like the big like content labels of why it's that rating, like it has
yeah.
this, it has this, you know?
Nudity and blood and gore and violence.
Yeah, for okay,
Sexual themes.
so like yeah, so Dead or Alive 3, I'm just gonna read them. Hold on, give me just a second. They're right here.
Yeah, I
It
remember that
has.
because back when Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate, I almost couldn't get it because like my mom and dad was like, "What's the M rate?" I was like, "Oh my god, I already have this fucking game. I
Yeah, I
have
know.
three.
It's fucking
like,
bullshit. Okay, so look.
uh,
So 3 says mature sexual themes, violence. T for teen, T for teen. Okay. Alrighty. Cool. We go to Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. It says mature sexual themes, gambling, nudity. Now hold on. Now, for anyone that's played this fucking game, is there nudity in this fucking game, or did I just fucking miss it?
nope.
Because I played the
I
shit out
looked.
of this fucking
I
game. And
looked. I
we
tried.
all looked to see if there was some fucking nudity in this game. There was no fucking nudity in this fucking game. So I
It's implied nudity.
then
Yeah, that's not
let's
what's
go.
written
Hold
on
on,
there.
wait. Then let's go to Dead or Alive
Implied
4. Let's
nudity.
go to Dead or Alive 4 and let's see what it says. It says blood,
violence, sexual themes, partial nudity. Why didn't they use that here then? Why
It
didn't they
wasn't
use
there.
partial nudity? And the reason why is because they got bent out of shape with this fucking game. And they had to find a reason to make this M, and they said nudity. Because if they had put partial nudity, it wouldn't have fucking got it. It wouldn't have gotten them rating. So they said, okay, well, there's nudity in this fucking game. So boom. And it's like they did this to try and sink this fucking game. And it didn't sink. It did fucking well. Because like I said fucking before, but back in the day, you know, you didn't have the fucking internet and people fucking shitting on you all fucking day. But people could say, oh, yeah, man, who would buy that game? That's crazy. And then go buy it and go home. Like,
Yeah.
like you didn't have to, like, because you could be alone. So, like, you go buy this fucking game and boom, there you go. But then this game did well and they said, oh, well, fuck you. We're just going to make your entire series fucking M. And that
Yeah,
put heat. That put heat on this series. Like, yeah, it did really well, but like, think about the heat. Tomonobu Adagaki, there were no fucking heat on him until this game came out.
Yep.
Like, that's when all the pressure fucking started on him. Before that, he was just cool. When this game came out, that's when it became uncool. Oh my god, this is just like this is just fucking Dead or Alive is just a titty game. People weren't saying that shit about Dead or Alive with Dead or Alive 3. In the games before that, people weren't just calling the game a fucking titty game. It was this game that did it, and it was because of the media and the ESRB and their, like, what do you call it? Their moral standard was the Christian standard.
Mhm.
But the
That's
difference
wrong.
is that Adagaki had fucking 2 balls between his fucking legs. So he said, "Well, I'm just gonna fucking do it anyways." Okay, good. M rating.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
fine.
Well, back then, like a lot of the times, if like something had an M rating, it made it sell more, even
It
if it was
did.
shitty. Even if it was shitty, if it had
You're
an
right.
M rating, people were
Yep.
like, "Okay, this game must be good. Let me see why it has an M rating."
Yeah, but people didn't know that back then. Like, it wasn't like that was a known thing. That was just like a phenomena. Like, because they put that M rating on there to fuck this game. They did not put this M rating on there. Like, if you saw a game during the 6th generation and it had an M rating or a higher rating, because the rating you wanted to be in the 6th generation and prior was T.
Mhm.
T was the rating that you wanted to be. You did not want to be M because the majority of people that were playing video games back then were that age. And so you did not want it to be an M rating because you were like, well, fuck, like, we're cutting out a large portion of our, like, consumer base.
Potential
Like,
sales. Yeah. They
yeah,
can't get
right.
it. They can't
Yeah,
buy it.
they
They
can't
go up
buy it.
there and they
Like,
be like, "Is your mom or dad
yeah,
parents are
right.
guardian with you?"
Exactly. Exactly. So it's like, well, shit, like, we don't want to be M. So think about that for a second. Like, they made this game M so that they could try and control the content of the fucking game. Okay, well, you need to, because they have to submit the game to ESRB to review before, so they can get the rating. So if they'll send it back, hey, you need to change this, you need to. These are the original fucking censors, the ESRB, them. It's them. But the thing was that they actually didn't have power over the game itself because they weren't in the fucking game. Like, they weren't there. So all they could do was comment, oh, well, you need to make it this or it's going to be an M rating. And it was people like Adagaki that paved the way for other fucking games because they said, all right, fuck you. Fine, I got an M. I'm keeping my game the way it is. It's an M rating then.
Yeah,
Cool. And then people wanted it, even like you said, even more, because they said, damn, it's an M rating. A Dead or Alive game with an M rating. What the fuck?
Shit.
Like, the other ones were T. What's in this game? I gotta get it. It's like,
I remember that too because I was like, "What happened? Holy
yeah.
shit!
Why
Blood?
this? And
Not a
then
single drop of blood, mind you."
I know, right? Not
Blood,
not
not a
one.
damn bit.
Not fucking one.
I don't
Like,
know. They
look at
put blood.
this.
I don't know. They put blood and violence in that shit.
Yeah, the fucking Dead or Alive 4. You know where it got blood at? It got blood in, like, fucking Hayate's ending when he, like, cuts a dude in half. That's it.
That you
That's
can't
it.
see because it's pitch
You can
fucking
barely
black.
see, yeah, because everything's at fucking dark at nighttime. You just hear
Yeah.
this. You hear the shit more than you see it. It's like, bruh, like, but oh, it got blood in it. Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
reason to make
yeah,
this
like you
him.
gotta see blood as you're playing all day. I'm like, dude, those
Yeah.
are like 2 videos that she like, because it was in Ayane's in the 2 when she was with
Yeah.
Hayate.
Oh
And I
yeah,
was like,
she got shot in the cheek.
Yeah.
a little bit of blood or two right
Yeah,
there.
but the whole game fighting, knocking folks off the building, Zach getting zapped, falling off the top of the skyscraper, no
Yep,
blood.
yep,
Blood and gore.
yep. Blood,
like,
blood.
like whoever reviewed that game even got that far. Get the fuck out of
Yeah, ain't
here!
no
Like,
way. They didn't play any of these fucking games. It's like,
You know,
bro, like,
I heard that like some of them they don't play the game; they watch videos of it.
of course they do.
Yeah.
You have to understand, like, the people who made the ESRB were like soccer moms and shit like that. Like, literally, they were not people who see. People were forgot about this shit. Like, they forgot about their original Anita Sarkeesian. Like, but it was instead of women in video games and sexism, it was violence. And like, that's what started that shit. It was the ESRB, all the video games are. I mean, it wasn't even just video games, you know. Like every content rating, it was with music and stuff, but video games was a new thing. Oh well, the kids are going to the video games, and oh my god, Mortal Kombat, they're ripping people's heads off, you know, and on Doom and
the
blowing people to
children,
fucking chunks.
the
The
children.
children, what are the children? Oh, Columbine. Oh my god, the Columbine guy, he played Doom on his computer, so that means Doom causes violence. You know, the fucking social justice people are saying that shit right now. Hell, the fucking guy who's over fucking Yakuza right now. And oh, this pairs right into what the fuck I'm talking about. So people are buying Yakuza 8 because they're huge Yakuza fans and they are very tied to the franchise. But the creator fucking left. To me, that's 100% more than enough to be like, I'm done. But for most people, they would be like, well, I don't care as long as the game is good. But this is the thing, like,
Mm.
that doesn't make any fucking sense to me because if you go to the store and you want to buy an apple, like a apple to eat, and then I give you an orange, and I say, well, that orange is good. Well, you wanted an apple, right? But I say, well, no, here's an orange. An orange tastes good. It's good. Here you go. It's like, well, okay, come on, Tevin. Like, this is an orange and that's an apple. That's an apples and orange comparison, quite literally. Okay, okay, fine. What about if I just give you wanted a red apple and I gave you a green one? Well, maybe you don't care. Maybe you don't have like your standards aren't at that point where you just say, "Well, I just want any apple." Okay, fine. But some people, when they go to the store, they have specific things they want. They say, "Man, I really want a fucking
Granny
Tangelo.
Smith apple.
Yeah, I want a Granny Smith apple." Oh, okay, here you go. Here's a fucking pear. It's
Where's
like
Granny Smith? Oh, she quit.
she quit. She gone. And it's like this new guy, he's talking now. Like, I don't want to talk about the Yakuza thing with other people because it's like with randoms, because I don't like, I never played these games. So like people, like, they tend to, like, when I started going like this, like, well, you don't know anything. He's like, yeah, I know I don't know anything. I'm just pointing something out that I find a bit annoying. But it's like, you have this new guy who's over the head of the studio, and he's talking about how, like, well, these games should be for everyone, and we're changing the stuff that only appeal to Japan because it doesn't appeal to the world globally, and we should be trying to appeal to the world globally. And then you got the guy who made the game specifically saying, no, this game is made for Japanese people. So
Yeah.
like, if you understand both of those two things, how in the fuck can you support that? Like, how can you like,
Yeah.
unless you don't care. I mean, if you don't care, then I guess you just don't care. But then at that point, it's like, well, why do you care about the franchise in the first place? Like, why do you care about any franchise? Where do your stand? Where's that line stop for you? Like where's the caring and not caring stop? Because to
Yeah.
me, if if there was a franchise I really loved, and then the original creator looking at his franchise that someone else is now leading, and he says that's not where I would take it, but he's not even like, ah, that's not where I would take it, but that's kind of cool. He's literally saying
Like,
that's the literal opposite direction where I think it should go.
Yeah. Like
How in the fuck can you support that? Like, that doesn't make any. I'm like, to me, that's like, you don't actually give a fuck.
yeah, like me and Josh were actually talking about that a little bit before we started streaming too.
yeah, 'cause, like the whole thing with the localization, because like I didn't really dig too much into it, because like we talked about localization like 6 times by now,
Yeah, I know.
and it's like, yeah, I mean, just fuck it, it's dead, whatever.
Yeah,
I
I
don't buy
know.
like Sega, fuck them. There's no Sega, Ega. God,
I still believe in Sega. I still believe in them. They
you're a
can come
fucking moron.
they can come back.
Oh,
All they gotta do is get them guys to make their games again, and they'll be right on track.
Yeah,
You know
Yuji
what?
Naka go in jail, be like, "What up, Yuji? I know you in jail now, but we need you, bro. We
You
need
know
you
what?
right
I,
We gonna get all the guys who made Sonic Mania and
now."
take the credit for them again.
they making a new game.
They could,
I'm
they could, they
going
could have
over
did
there.
that.
What's that
They
game you
could
talking
have,
about, Chris?
It's
It's like
called Penny's Big Breakaway.
I'm good. I'm Penny Breakaway
yeah,
fan.
hey, why don't you send me that? Why don't you send me that, Chris? Because I didn't even hear about that. But they could have done that. They could have said, "Hey guys, we want you to make a Sonic Mania 2," but they didn't. They made Sonic Superstars. So they're not going to. And
Yeah, dude. Like
I could have told
that's
you
your new
that.
Sega right there. Like
I could
that's
have
your
told you
new
that.
Sega
Like,
Sonic.
how dare you guys embarrass us by making a game that everybody likes?
Same thing with Streets of Rage. Oh shit! How dare you? You make a Streets of Rage game and
I-
it's good
Bomb
and
Rush
people love it.
Cyberpunk. It's like
Yeah. How
Yeah,
dare you? Hey, people trust
Where
this
how
have you
shit.
dare
won?
you, how
People
dare you make
trust
a Jet
this
Set
company.
Radio game? How dare you?
People are
I'm
people are
like
like people are
I'm like
Where the
crazy.
fuck? Okay.
Like,
Sega
wow.
what? Sega does what
Well,
Nintendo don't.
I hope they do this. I hope they do that. It's like you're out
I
of your
cope they do
mind.
this. I cope they do that.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
you're out of your mind.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
I can't wait till the new Shinobi comes out, where there are no female Shinobi, and the
Hey,
Shinobi guy is black and not Japanese.
where it's made by somebody else.
Yep.
Well, Shinobi is probably going to be good, right?
Yeah,
Because it's made by fucking Lizard Cube, the same
yeah.
people who made Streets of Rage 4. But then, the
Uh,
Shinobi game that comes out after that Shinobi game, oh
How
yeah, they're not
dare
going
you guys? How dare you make a Shinobi game that
to.
everybody likes and loves? It's time to take our shot at making a Shinobi game. And
Yeah,
it'd be
look,
terrible.
well, I can't believe people looked at that Streets of Rage like shit and the little bit and even almost even pretended to act like they were hype.
bro, that's like the
You
Compared to
3D shit, right?
you deserve
Rage 4 looks amazing.
like how can you treat yourself like shit like that by doing that to yourself? Like that's insane. Like that's crazy that you would do that to yourself. It's like that. How can you do that to yourself? That's I just can't understand that amount of self hate.
Hey
That's
man,
crazy.
stop,
Like
just consume product and get ready for next product, bro.
bro, like that shit looked like ass, and it looked like ass because they tried to like in that trailer they washed over that shit real quick. Oh hey look anyway. Uh,
Blink and you'll
but
miss it.
Yeah, but that fucking Shinobi, that the Shinobi, the fucking
Uh,
Just Say Radio, they made sure you saw that. They were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, look at
that shit's like
this."
10 years old. That footage.
Yeah, bro. Like, how long ago did I send you that fucking leak
Dude,
for
I
Just Say
think I was
Radio?
like learning first drinking. I was like, oh boy, I'm 21. I get to drink. He was like, check
Bro,
this out. What? Jesse Radio? They're making another one? All right. 10 years later. Hey, that's I'm 31 years old now. I'm like, man, that shit ain't gonna happen. Bomber Cyberpunk gets announced. Oh, is that? Oh, this is a whole different group. Cool. Spiritual successor. I'll take it. I've only been waiting for like 25
ever.
years.
Yeah,
Like, God, leave, man. Wanted
and
Jet
then
Set Radio forever ago. Whatever.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I showed you that leak. I don't know how long ago. And I was like, yeah, this shit don't look like Jet Set Radio. Like right as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Okay, never mind. With that leak was the Persona 3 reload. And I was like, I'm good. I saw what made me say I'm good? It's tiny little things that I can see. But it was Yukari, she was about to shoot herself in the head and they had a low angle and she had like little shorts underneath. I was like, oh, I'm good. I was like, I'm good. It's already been touched. I was like, that showed me right there. I was like, oh, okay. So that diversity shit is already in their department already. It's like deep in their development. Like, I'm good. I'm straight. But see, like the thing is that people they'll try to shame you into like not being able to use your like brain. They'll be like, well, why the fuck do you want to look under like a high school girl's skirt anyway? It's like, first of all, I'm just gonna take the villain route because I like to see panties. Secondly, the thing is that like I don't have to like it or not. That you're missing the point. The point is that like this is something only they would do, and that shows that they have like a large influence in the development of the game. So if they change this, then what else will they change? To me, I don't want to find out.
Yeah.
I'm good. That's enough.
I'm about to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord.
We can take
But,
it. It's all yours.
All right, guys. But we're approaching over 2 hours right now.
Yeah, I think it's time to go ahead and wrap it on up, man.
Mhm.
All right.
Thank you guys for another successful stream. I appreciate you guys coming in and contributing. When I make some money, I'll start to pay you.
All right. I can't wait for my 1 cent.
Yeah. I can't wait for
Actually,
my
$1 an hour. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't wait
shit.
for my
Oh, boy.
my bag of Skittles that you're gonna pay me with.
Oh shit. Let's
Well, get
go.
my red hot,
boys.
baby. Let's go.
Red Hots. Hey, man, calm
go.
down.
All right.
You're getting hot ones.
Hot ones. What is that?
Hey,
I
man, we
just
got to
want-
work our way up, man. Like, you're sitting on the budget right now.
Look, I just want 1 bottle of jungle juice and I'll be happy.
See, be like Tevin. He's reasonable. Jungle juice don't cost nothing. Oh, we're
You
talking
know
about
my
red
old man
hot.
candy. My old man candy. Come on.
Yeah, red hot.
$1.
Thank you. $1 an hour. Get 1 pack of red hots an hour.
Yeah,
So that's
like
2 packs of red hots.
Oh boy.
But you guys want to say your parting pieces? After this, we might hop on and do some art. So if you want to jump on, get some art going, I'm on day 3 of my 100 days of drawing. I'm gonna finish drawing this picture of Goku, and then I think I might draw another character from Gunfire because I'm really digging those characters. They look cool.
yeah, I might join you. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you have to work tomorrow, Herb?
I actually do, but
well,
I don't know what the schedule is right now.
well, come on, man, jump on in.
Yeah,
See my
I
little
did.
brother.
Hey, I did buy some art supplies today though, so I do need to
Okay.
test them out and use them.
Yeah, do you get your webcam?
You know what? I'm just gonna have to find some way to adjust this one to kind of, look where I need it to look, and I think I might do that. So
Oh, okay.
if I come on, if
Now I got a press for it. Come on, Herb. Look at that. Look at all the art drawing. We're drawing the pictures.
yeah,
It's not the same without you, even though it is.
but yeah, you guys, if you want to look at my content, you can find me on YouTube at H3 The Game, or you can find me at Twitch. I stream on there. It's H3 The Game.
All right. Anybody else with their plugs?
I'm good.
Mm-mm.
All right, fine.
You guys,
Fuck
need,
yeah.
you guys need to get some channels.
No, man. I ain't paying them for that.
I'm about to get here probably some Ravens Watch, some GTFO, some Undeniable Birth, practice some Undeniable Birth, something.
Okay. Well, folks, if that's gonna do it, I am your Immortal Afro Josh. You are watching Immortal Afro Gaming, where we will make gaming niche again. Till next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.